What is up guys, and welcome to Documented Drive. In today's feature, I bring you the brand new 2025 Jetour Dashing. And this particular model is the 1.5T Deluxe Edition, otherwise known as the range topping model. In this video, we're going to have an in-depth look at the dashing, inside and out, explore some of the beautiful exterior elements, as well as what makes it one of the best SUVs currently in the market. Before we proceed with the video, I would like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Jetour in Woodmead for allowing me to come down and film the Dashing 1.5T. And so, without further ado, we're going to unlock this bad boy, have a look at some of the exterior features, and later, the interior features. Now, like many vehicles in this day and age, the Dashing does come with a smart key access system. So essentially what you do is you take the key fob, you keep it in your pocket, and if you approach the vehicle will automatically lock itself. Now, if you wish to unlock the vehicle, you just locate that depressed portion there. You press that, the vehicle will open up the mirrors as well as the door handles. If you wish to lock it up, you press that again, and the vehicle will chime on the exterior, the mirrors fold in, and so will the door handles as well. The LED treatment continues all the way through to the back in the shape of these rear lights here. You've got the prominent Jetour logo ring, that's the Dashing branding there. And there's no distinction of the spec level. From here, we're going to unlock the vehicle, hop inside, and check out the interior. Vehicle has got a beautiful black leather interior, perforated with this prominent red stitching, 3 red stitches that run across the door panel, brushed aluminum door handle. It actually goes back softly. That's a tweeter right there. Those are your window controls. The rest of the interior is finished in this leather, contrasted by this beautiful red stitching that continues in this nice pattern right here. You have these sport bucket seats. It's one single unit. There's no separation in terms of the headrests. Same applies for the passenger. The headrest you'll find only at the rear compartment there. Now, along with that smart key access system, the Jetour does also feature a smart access start and stop feature. So what you do is, as long as you've got the key fob in the interior of the vehicle, you just put your foot on the brake and locate that start button. You can just press that and the vehicle comes to life. Very nice and subtle sound. Now, without your foot on the brake, you are able to activate the infotainment system, which, as you've seen already, is a dual screen system. The left side of which occurs the infotainment area, and the right side is the virtual cockpit. Now, the use of a virtual cockpit is very useful in the sense that it packs in a ton of information like your rev meter, your trip meters, etc. We're going to explore this a little bit later in the video. The leather treatment from the doors continues all the way through the dash, runs all the way across. Quite a nice finish as well. Over here, you've got these 3 air vents, and you still have got 1 additional air vent on the passenger as well as on the driver's side. So the manufacturer was very generous with these air vents, and each one of these air vents is accented by this beautiful aluminium finish right here. Very solid finish, by the way. The center console of the vehicle features this compartment that actually opens to reveal a bit of a storage on the right here, On the left here, you've got a 12-volt power outlet, which can open and close. And then this side, we have got a USB-A as well as a charging port, also USB-A. Two ports for USB-A and charging. A little bit further back, you've got on the left here, this is a wireless charger for your phone. Now this vehicle can feed both Apple and Android systems. And then you've got this shifter right here. You've got this stick shifter. Hill descent control, hazard light button, auto start stop feature. And this is a 5-way navigation knob that helps you navigate that screen. We'll get to this a little bit later. Move the key this side. That's a single cup, so one cup holder was sacrificed so that they'd be able to have this wireless charging system here. Like I said, if you put your phone here, it can just charge wirelessly and connect to the system on the radio there. Further back, you can just press here and the center console opens up ever so neatly. Now, if you notice here, there's a bit of an opening, an air vent, which you can open and close. The purpose of that air vent is to filter cold air from the climate control system, so you can put your beverages here and just keep them chilled by filtering cold air from the climate control system. So it's a dual purpose, this center console. You can use it as a storage or as a cooled compartment. Very, very nice. The infotainment system is fed by this screen right here. It works pretty much like a smartphone. So if you press that menu button there, the home button, like so, you have got access to a variety of settings, including climate control system, vehicle setting, AVM, media center, etc. Now that button, that icon there is for Android Auto, and that is for Apple CarPlay. So like I said, it feeds both Android and Apple CarPlay. You also have a digital user manual here, which you can select just by tapping on it. So it's a touch screen system, quite a nice one. And if you just press that AVM button there, you see that the vehicle brings up this beautiful 360-degree camera system that shows you various views of where we are. Now at this point, you can just cycle through the different views using this knob here. So I'm gonna cycle through the different views. So currently I'm on 3D view, and now I'm going to jump to front view, front wide angle view. And if I just jump down again, I move to a different view. Go settings. So you can access different settings for this vehicle. And then if you wish to, you can also just touch the screen, zoom in and zoom out as you need to. So currently I'm zoomed all the way in. Now if I want to actually rotate the vehicle's camera, I do so by touching this. It's like playing a PlayStation game, really. Now if you notice, next to the vehicle there is another Jetour that side and another Jetour, and there they are. So essentially what this camera does, the 360-degree camera, it displays everything in real time. Although this particular vehicle is black, it is displayed here in white. However, it doesn't nullify the fact that this is a very smart camera system, in the sense that it actually shows everything in real time in a 360-degree fashion all around the vehicle. It's quite a nice feature. This, more vehicles, more manufacturers are adopting these features. And also, if you wish to cycle through the various views, the top view on the right here features like a template with which you can play. For example, if I hit here, this is the driver's side, that is the front view, that is the passenger side, and that is the rear view. So I can rotate on the left by inputting on the right. It's quite a very interactive and quite a simple system to use. So it's perfect for those tricky maneuvers where you fear that you might actually smash your vehicle or bump potential obstacles on the side. And then you have got your media center, which allows you to actually play your radio, your FM radio, your Bluetooth devices, all of that stuff. And you also have got other features like the system settings, for example, and also the vehicle's climate control system, which, by the way, is automatic, is accessed through this. The climate control system of the Jetour is actually controlled using this screen. It it can be a bit of a trick to control, especially from the perspective of the driver. However, if you do learn how it works, it does become ultimately easier. For example, these little mists of air coming out of these 3 air vents in the animation show me that there's air coming out of these 3 actual ventilators right here, and also there's air coming out of that ventilator as well as that ventilator. Now if you wish to change the mode, just press the mode icon there. Currently I've got air coming out from the footwell as well as at the front here. If I press mode again, I've got air coming out only at the footwell. Press mode again, press that again, and I've got air coming out from the front here as well as at the footwell. And then if I press mode again, I've got air coming out only at the front. And then if I wish to, I can recycle the air, or I can just open it. So currently I'm recycling the air, and I've opened it such that air from outside is able to enter the vehicle. And now this is a front demist, so if I press that, the aircon blasts air to demist, and then if I just press that, comes off, and then that's a rear demist. And then using this button I can just configure various aircon settings. And then if I wish to switch the whole system off, I can. Actually, it's a little bit slow now, it's a little bit laggy. There we go. If I wish to switch off, I can just press that button there, and then the whole system just comes off. Now the fan speed is controlled by this little toggle here. All of this is a touch screen. Like all of this is controlled by this whole touch screen setup. So now I've got maximum air coming out. I'm just gonna drop that to a low, and then if I wish to control the vehicle's temperature, I can just move over to the left. Sorry, the vehicle is currently talking to me. I'm not sure what's happening with it. Just going to switch that off. There we go. Now, if I wish to turn the fan speed down, I can just do that. It is a bit of a finicky system to work with, but you'll ultimately get used to it. Now, the vehicle's the climate controls temperature, you can also set it. Now, it's currently on very hot, but I want it on very cold. So all of this, you can use this screen to control the climate control system. Unfortunately, there are no physical buttons to control the temperature as well as the zones, which may present a bit of a problem if the driver were traveling alone, because there are instances where you just want to press a knob and control the zone and temperature as you wish to. So there may be some pros and cons around using controlling the climate control system on the screen. Now, as far as the virtual cockpit itself is concerned, it is quite a customizable screen in the sense that it packs in a lot of information. Utilizing this button here on the steering wheel, I'm able to cycle through the various options that the vehicle has. For example, at this point, I'm able to read on the tire pressure information, cycle again. This shows me like the vehicle's positioning. This is long-term driving, a trip computer. After self-start, it shows you all of your efficiency figures, how much fuel has been consumed, how much like what amount of fuel was put in, all of that stuff. So it gives you quite a lot of information, as well as how to kind of like read it and how to understand it. On either side, you've got, this is the vehicle speedometer, and that is the vehicle's tachometer. And then you also have an odometer. It tells you how far the vehicle has traveled. You have got the vehicle's mileage, which in this instance is 29 kilometers. So this vehicle is pretty much brand new. Moving back over here to the steering wheel, this steering wheel, I'm going to say it is very reminiscent to that of a Mercedes-Benz. This reminds me of a Mercedes-Benz GLA, GLC, GLE, GLS steering wheel. Quite a nice steering wheel though. The feedback is a little bit could be a little bit better. However, it's not necessarily a deal breaker. The quality of the steering wheel itself, the steering wheel is actually leather perforated. It's got these bolsters here at 10 and 2, quite a nice feel, I must say. And then you also have got these beautiful brushed aluminum accents on either side. You've got your phone controls, your radio controls, your volume controls, and then at the base here you've got a flat base and then a twin spoke, and then you've got the prominent Jetour logo ring, which you would not miss. Overhead, you've got this sun visor. still a brand new vehicle wrapped in plastic. You've got this beautiful sun visor, which you can actually open and you close. Interestingly enough, this is the first feature I'm seeing in a vehicle. This vanity mirror is illuminated, but the illumination is literally this beautiful pattern here is the illumination. So if I close it, the illumination goes off. If I open it, it actually goes on. So I'm going to close it just to save battery, and I'm going to prop that back up. Quite a nice one. For the passenger, you do have the same setup as well in terms of illumination. And then if we look overhead here, you see that the vehicle has got this sun glass holder, which is becoming standard, and then you've got this auto dim rear view mirror. Auto dim rear view mirrors, what this means essentially is that when it's nighttime, the mirror will dim automatically to avoid the light from traffic behind you going into your eyes, from reflecting off and going into your eyes. And then you've got this panel here for your interior illumination, beautiful crystal finish illumination, and then you've also have got the lock and unlock button here, and then these two are to control the sunroof and the sunshade respectively. So this on the right is the sunshade, this is the sunroof, and if you just toggle it to the back, it opens the sunshade. Unfortunately, it's not an automatic, so I have to hold it back, and then the sunshade will slide all the way to the back. Actually, there we go, slides all the way to the back, lets a lot of light in, and then the sunroof itself will just slide halfway through. It won't slide all the way through to the back. So it's quite beautiful, quite a beautiful finish, quite a beautiful touch. This very nice, very inviting indeed. I'm just going to open the sunroof a little bit. So if I press the sunroof a little bit, it pops up like so, pops up. Now if I press it the second time, it actually slides all the way to the back. As it slides to the back, what happens is a wind deflector pops up, which obviously will deflect the wind. Now that's as far back as the sunroof will slide. It will slide all the way up to that part. So I'm just gonna close it. It is a manual sunroof, so I have to hold that as I'm sliding the sunroof. There we go. There we go, the sunroof is now closed. So the vehicle is quite a beautiful vehicle, quite easy and convenient to navigate around. And now from here, we're just gonna turn the vehicle off completely. Turn the vehicle off completely, and we are gonna hop over to the back of the vehicle and check it out there. Now, the same level of comfort from the front actually carries through to the back, in the sense that you've got that same leather finish and the same red contrasting stitching and the brushed aluminum and those beautiful tweeters, as well as window controls, piano veneer, leather wrapped everything, hard plastic down there. So we're gonna hop inside and have a feel at this vehicle. Now, the most important element when you are sitting at the back of an SUV such as the Dashing is the leg space. First of all, I've got ample leg space. At this point, I should let you know that the driver's sitting position is at the position from which a typical driver would sit and drive. But sitting here as the rear passenger, I've got ample leg room. There's a lot of leg room here. I've got ample headroom, shoulder room, and I've got quite a nice view out of all the windows, including the sunroof. So it's a very nice, comfortable positioning that I'm sitting on back here. I'm gonna put the key there, and then I like this little shiny part here from behind the driver's seat, and then there's also a pocket here. And then sitting here, I can just kick back the whole way and just relax, put my arm there, and then there's a bit of an illumination there, which I can just control by pressing that light comes on, and you have this grab handle right here. Very nice. And then also the same leather treatment from the front continues through to the back with that beautiful contrasting stitching, and you've got these bolstered headrest that actually cradle your head for those long trips. Makes for very convenient features. And then you also have got this fold open armrest that doubles as a mug holder. Very standard feature for many modern SUVs nowadays. And then if we slide over to the middle, you find that the most important thing about this vehicle is the fact that there's no drive shaft hump. It's straight all the way through. This makes a huge difference. Previous SUVs that I've reviewed all had this drive shaft hump, but the Chinese vehicles have done away with the drive shaft hump, which makes a huge difference. It makes for a very comfortable sitting, even for middle occupants, which is normally the problem. If you slide over to the left, the same comfort from that side is carried over here. It's extremely comfortable. You can actually relax. The same things you have here: illumination, you have your door handle, all of that stuff carries through to this side. And you have got a single zone climate control system, which is controlled from the front. However, the air vents can be opened and closed from here, and you've got a bit of a storage right there, and then you also have a pop open storage right there as well. So it's quite a nice place to be in back here. Very nice indeed. And then we're just gonna check out the boot of the vehicle. Now the Dashing features an electronic boot, which you can actually open by pressing the key fob like so. Now it opens up ever so nicely to reveal a very spacious boot. Very spacious indeed. You've got this little thing here that opens up. You've got a privacy shade, which comes in very handy when you've got stuff stored here, so it prevents those prying eyes from looking in. You've got this beautiful LED illumination from either side. Comes in very handy under low light situations. Bit of a storage on either side. Now if I lift up this flap, you'll find an emergency triangle right there. Now this flap over here lifts up to reveal that spare tire, as well as the implements with which to change the tire. Very beautiful, simple, and no nonsense design. Now that's the grip handle to close the door manually. Otherwise, you can just press that button and the door will ever so elegantly close by itself. Very nice. And as you can see, it's got those sequential turn signals right there. I'm just gonna press it again. So it's got those beautiful sequential turn signals that make for a very beautiful aesthetic. So once more, we're just gonna start up the Jetour. We're gonna put on our hazard lights and we're just gonna have a look at the vehicle from the exterior, shall we? We've got these beautiful turn signals and the mirrors right here. The daytime running lights actually double as indicator turn signals. Very neat. High intensity discharge headlamps, xenon. Very beautiful, modern technology. Very beautiful, very bright. That's a front camera right there. Now at the back here, you have got those beautiful sequential turn signals, as well as the LED red lights and those beautiful box racing lights almost on either side. Now we are going to check out the bonnet of the vehicle. The Dashing features a 1.5-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine that gives out 115 kilowatts of power and 230 newton meters of torque. This is the only engine available throughout the Jetour fleet. It's also mated to a 6-speed transmission that sends power to the front wheels permanently. Well folks, I do hope that you've enjoyed this in-depth review of the Jetour Dashing 1.5T Deluxe. Do stay tuned for the next video because there's plenty more of this kind to come. Thanks everybody and take care.